And even also at the next level, which goes into our next point, you saying, at the next level, that's when you really picked up film more serious.
Right.
And Ray Lewis reveals his mental battles against Peyton Manning about watching film.
This is Football 101.
In 1998, me and Peyton Manning was first at the Pro Bowls. Peyton's wife, she's like, he studies you all day, every day. And I'm like, really? So I need to change my game. So I started studying him more though. So I built an entire room in my house just so I can watch film. So I became this guy that wanted to know everything. If Peyton got to the line, started to rumble off the play clock, 40 seconds, going to this person, oh my, and he's doing all this at 40 and 35 seconds, it means absolutely nothing. 15 to 10 seconds on the play clock, that's when you're going to get his play that he's running. Why? Because now you can't change the play clock. See, he has time to play with the play clock at a 40-second mark. But when you get to a 15 to 10 seconds, you can no longer audible out or check. And I'm trying to go as close as it can before we jump into what we're totally in. So you would see me say, move. Everybody will jump into where they're supposed to be. But before then, you are where you're not supposed to be. And so we needed them to see that on film because now they don't know if we're going to stay there, if we're going to come back. No, it's the smallest things. It's me knowing Peyton comes to the line second down and I see that the receiver right leg is up on the line instead of his left leg is up on the line and the outside receiver is back a yard. Then I know I'm getting that high-low right now. So I know two driving up, number one coming in. The corner can't make that play because the corner has to sit off. So the only person that can affect that play, if you know it's coming, is the middle back. If you can count the 1, 2, 3 as a middle linebacker, you can be a very effective person.
So obviously, you in the
That's chess. But the master class of a Peyton Manning, the master class of a Tom Brady, and the game isn't necessarily played like that. Not that I can think of, because he has so much freedom to change plays. And Peyton Manning did. Being in the system of New England, I would have probably said the same thing with Tom Brady, but they call 2 plays. So it's not much that he's changing that's not already a given play. Yeah. Now, Peyton will go from the line of scrimmage, set the line, set 180, easy. That's just to get everybody lined up. That's the difference between somebody being like this, and then there's a difference between somebody being like this. I need to set the formation. So when the formation is set, the defense gets set. Okay. What Ray Lewis is showing us, which is Football 101. Hey, look, guys. Over the years, I've tried a lot of protein powders. Some chalky, some gritty, and some just straight up nasty. And when you care about what you put in your body, just like I do, that just ain't gonna cut it. There are no quick fixes when it comes to your health. If you want more protein, give Orgain Organic Plant Protein Powder a try. Head to Orgain.com/4th and use code 4th for 30% off your order. That's the best offer you'll find anywhere. But you have to use my code 4th for 30% off. One last time, for 30% off, head to Orgain.com/4th. Use my code 4th. Is that the masterclass of Peyton Manning was he would even say, white 80, hey, easy. Hey, 51, here we go. Hey, bingo. Hey, rocket. Those are all fluff. Say, white 80. Now, the clock is striking the 20. Say that. Okay, now here comes the real play. If you're looking at the play clock, rare and very rare will a play get snapped in 30 seconds without it being 2-minute drill. Yeah. Peyton Manning would go no huddle or with a tempoed offense. That was their offense. You see what I'm saying? So he would need to get the offense in the right play when the defense is set. What Ray Lewis started to realize was this. If we're setting the defense up, this is giving him at least 25 seconds to see what we're in, and he's going to get the offense in the best play. Yeah. So what do? We give him a dummy defense, knowing that he's going to snap the ball up under 10 seconds. So we give the real defense around 10 seconds. And it's no different than changing. Some who does not know football will say, well, that's just a 4-3 defense. Silly rabbit. Tricks are for kids. A 4-3 defense can have so many perplexities to it. Under defense, a 4-3 wide, over defense, it's 3 different defenses under the same front. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
One has a shade, the other has a 3-tech, the other has 2 3-techs. So the blocking scheme and identifying the mic may look different than other things. But you looking at it, man, that's a dumb play call. Of course it's a dumb play call because you can't run that play. That play is not supposed to work versus that defense. So the Monday morning quarterbacks of the world that's just like, yo, bro, I played all state. And like, man, sit back. Why is why is Cam Newton talking about football? He didn't know. He didn't jump on the fumble. Like, bro, relax. Right? Yeah. There's so many perplexities in the game of football, numbnuts, that you just don't know unless you know. Peyton Manning knew that his game wasn't complex. It was actually pretty simple. Because when you dive into certain route combinations, it was the uniformity or the discipline of the routes to know, like, yo, versus cover 2, it may look like on paper a down and in, but his thing was, I'm going to really attack this defense's insufficiencies. So even though on a regular cover 2, right? Cover 2, this hard flats versus, and that cornerback will bail to protect the corner route. What Peyton Manning's receiver combination would do was run up, attack the cornerback's leverage, so it attaches the cornerback, and then right when you get the cornerback's attention, bop, I'm gonna run it in, which may look like a slant. And you were to say, like, yo, if I'm a cornerback and I have the flats, there's a person threatening my zone. So therefore, I have to stay right here. Now, the safety is saying to himself, well, if the cornerback is not threatened, he's supposed to help me to protect me from the corner route. Well, the safety now is beat on his leverage because now the safety is thinking that the corner is helping, but he's not. So now the corner is wide open. Yeah. Now, if the cornerback says, oh, whoa, I got a corner to cover, I'm just going to throw the end. That's 6 to 8 yards, depending on the missed tackle, and that's a chunk play.
So, like, even during this time, number one, who taught you how to watch film? And number two, if it was a player in the league, who did you watch film on the opposite side of the ball?
You can't. That's such a broad. The second question is such a broad question. I would like to attest my film watching to Ken Dorsey. Okay. Rod Chazinski was my first offensive coordinator. Ken Dorsey was a GA, but he was assigned to me as a person to help me watch the practice film and things like that. Coach Shulu was probably the most patient coach because he was around me the most and probably it was just the assigned person to be like, yo, make sure that he knows what he's supposed to do. Now, amongst all of it, you have to have the willingness to want to learn, to understand like, yo, I got to be better. Hey, what is it about me that people are also looking at that my tendencies is showing up on film? And Coach Dorsey was a person that was a wizard to really helping me. And he just gave me different cues and different, tactics to kind of watch. It's like, yo, this may look like quarters, but this is 33 buzz. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, well, how can that make sense in real football? Because another football 101, different safeties have different responsibilities or different playing styles. Because the middle of the field for cover 3, some safeties are taught that the middle of the field is where the ball is, right? Other safeties are taught the middle of the field is actually the middle of the field. You know the difference. If the ball's on the left hash, that's not the middle of the field. So now the middle of the field safety is on the left hash and he's covering the middle of the field.
But then you got the right side mostly open.
Yeah.
Correct.
But that's the field, though. Correct. That's a harder throw. The ball's in the air longer. Certain quarterbacks don't have the arm strength to really throw it on a laser. So you're still saying, I could play the middle of the field on the hash, and my cornerback can cover that post, can cover that dig.
You got time to make up.
You got time to make up.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So understanding those type of tendencies, how is this defense playing their coverages? If they're a cover 3 team, where do they identify as the middle of the field? Is it where the football is? Because the ball could be on the left hash, the ball can be on the right hash. Or do they identify the middle of the field as the middle of the field?
Yeah.
So there you have it. I'm not a dummy.